Almost all of the Conservative leadership candidates faced off last night in Edmonton in the final debate before a new leader is selected. They spoke in a one-by-one, predetermined order with a set amount of time to get their points across. And you can imagine this took a lot of time. Everyone except Kevin O'Leary, who withdrew because he didn't like this format. He held his own meet and greet, and he held it right across the street. So for a closer look at last night's debate and the secondary conversation and whether or not it helped change anybody's mind, joining us from Ottawa is Conservative strategist and president of Enterprise Canada, Jason Lietaer. Good morning to you.
Morning, Anne-Marie. I guess I'm supposed to say rabbit, rabbit?
Yes, well done, sir. Moving on, as we mentioned, this format, I mean, the official format, we'll get to Kevin O'Leary in a moment, but this official format, very structured and quite tame because there wasn't a lot of back and forth. Was this the best way to grab Canadians' attention?
I think, you know, the Manning Centre debate on the weekend was quite a bit more interesting in terms of some back and forth. I would like to see some people mix it up. They had the little rebuttal, you know, red stop signs, I guess, to put up. But, you know, I don't think many Canadians were glued to their TV screens or their computers watching the live stream of this debate last night. So I think Mr. O'Leary's got a point on the format, frankly.
Well, and it certainly seemed to work in his favor. He, of course, refused to participate in the debate. He held his own event. He held it at the same time across the street. How do you think this plays into his overall political strategy?
Well, what's interesting is his strategy. You know, he thinks he's the front runner. A lot of other people think he's the front runner, and the Liberals clearly think he's the front runner as well. So front runners generally skip debates, right? They don't want to give airtime to some of the other people on the stage, and they want to try and you know, monopolize the media coverage. It turns out, I think Mr. O'Leary, his strategy was good for Kevin O'Leary. He monopolized a fair amount of media coverage, showing that he skipped the debate, got a good hit out of that. The problem is it's bad for the Conservative Party, and that's why the party would have fined him. I think they were fining him $10,000 for missing it, because frankly it's an event that he should be at, that all leadership aspirants should be at, and he didn't show up. So it's good for him, bad for the party.
All right, let's talk about moves outside of the debate as well. So, you know, a lot of people waiting to hear what Kellie Leitchs would have to say. She mentioned Canadian values again and an immigration policy in her introduction. Yeah. She also talked about this new campaign video that she released. And so, Jason, I'm curious, when I first saw this, I thought this was something created by my good friends over at 22 Minutes, like Mark Critch and the gang, but apparently this was legit.
Yeah, it's baffling. I mean, it's one of the most bizarre campaign videos I've ever seen. You know, in Canadian politics, the worst video ever made was back in 2008 by Stéphane Dion on the coalition crisis. That's now been worsened by Kellie Leitchs and her team.
Jason,
now they're trying to make.
Because I want to give people a chance, if they haven't watched this video yet, to fully get the sense of what we're talking about.
It really is.
Through these interviews, we can make sure that the people who come to Canada share our historic values, the values enshrined in our Constitution.
So keep watching, because, you know, there's the look away and then the comeback and the walk towards camera. So some people are asking today, is this intentionally a bad video just to get people talking?
That's what her team's saying, for sure. You know, and she actually went out of her way last night during the debate to have people go and look for it. So what's interesting is they're trying to, I think, make lemonade out of the lemons here. The problem for Ms. Leitchs is she's a one-issue candidate, and just like we talked about a couple of months ago, Anne-Marie, I don't see a second ballot strategy for her to grow. Like, she's probably got, if you're interested in this issue, she's probably got your support. I don't see a strategy to grow her support beyond that, and this sort of bizarre campaign video I don't think is going to do that either.
Well, if we're talking strategy, though, I mean, here in the city of Toronto, subways worked for Rob Ford, as did, you know, the wall for Donald Trump. So could this work in her favor?
Yeah, no, she's definitely got you know, message discipline, let's put it that way. I just don't see enough of the party being at the spot where, you know, and what's interesting about this, Anne-Marie, I don't know if you saw it at the end of the debate, but Lisa Raitt came up with a rebuttal sign and sort of said, listen, I'm looking for your second ballot support. That's where I see this debate going over the next little bit, is most of the candidates looking to grow their support beyond what their first ballot support is, and going and trying to say to the candidates, or to the people who support the other candidates, look at me for you know, if your candidate's out of the race, look at me. I don't see Kellie Leitchs having a lot of growth at that point, and I think that's what you'll see from some of the other candidates going forward.
Jason, let's end it with who you think won last night, and who do you see winning in May?
I think this is a two-horse race between O'Leary and Bernier. I thought Bernier did very well last night. I thought Raitt and a couple of the other candidates trying to elevate into that top tier of Bernier and Chong did a better job, but I don't think they're doing quite enough there. So I think right now it's a race between Bernier and O'Leary down to the wire.
All right, Conservative strategist and president of Enterprise Canada, Jason Lietaer, with us from Ottawa today. Thank you.